revolutionary change is likely to be a long one, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor. Well, that's what we got. 9/11 was the Pearl Harbor. And 9/11, as you can see, was the event that then made real all these plans, all these projects, all these predictions became real with this attack.
I'm a mind's don't lose. You put a duck inside seduce.
Next time we'll bring them both down.
To over 250 cities all over you want to go. American Airlines, New York's bridge to the world. To over 250, New York's bridge to the world.
So guess which airline lets New Yorkers pick and choose more flights?
Delta. We love to fly, and it shows.
Great meeting, Jim. Should I renew my notes? Nope. Should we prepare a report? No. Should we coordinate our schedules for next week? No. Should we go over the sales projections? I don't think so. Review the earnings forecast? No. Should I shut up so you can watch the game? Yeah.
Charlie, I got a great idea.
Jesus Christ.
Today at 12:30, do not be late, he only has 15 minutes. And the surgeon that recommended him said, if you can get him to take the case,
pondering every little thing. And I'm looking back, looking at all the time I've been searching.
110-story Twin Towers. But now a dual disaster has befallen this landmark. This morning, as the first rays of dawn danced across the glass domes of the sleeping metropolis, double trouble crept into New York Harbor, unhitched the towers, and fled to points unknown.
Or remove the World Trade Center from the New York City skyline.
Nevermore to menace Earth.
We have our own phone. Yeah.
You know why? Because this is New York City. Anything could have happened. Look at that. Let me see. It could have been a terrorist bomb.
Gracie?
The other life is
the government's been in bed with the entire telecommunications industry since the 40s. They've infected everything. You get into your bank statements, computer files, email, listen to your phone calls.
My wife's been saying that for years.
Every wire, every airway. I used to work for the NSA. I was a communication analyst. Listen to international calls from foreign nationals. Computer recognizes it, automatically records it, red flags it for analysis. That was 20 years ago. They've got over 100 spy satellites looking down at us. That's classified. Reynolds Thomas Bryan, born 9/11/40. Attended Episcopal School, D.C., BS 9/11.
We suspended trials on 9/11.
So let's get back to those 9/11 trials.
I thought you'd be anxious to get to 9/11. 9/11 will search the number in 9th and 11th, respectively.
I knew the air in New York was dangerous, but I didn't know we were thinking of using it as a secret weapon.
The prime programming on 9/11, police, and they arrest these ciphers that 9/11 has packaged up so neatly. Connected to 9/11. 9/11 is interrogating. They've been using 9/11 to find the people who murdered his family.
Police Department, on September 11th, 1960, would you like to look at these visual images?
Oh, hell. I done introduced him enough.
With them all for collective action. This will not stand. This will not stand, this aggression.
Enjoy your flight, Mr. Warden. You can board now.
Oh, my house is being robbed.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
What do you think, Junior?
Great! Come on! Quick, Dad!
Stop! Nippy, where are you?
She learned about wine at the summer camp.
She must have.
Darling, you all right? Federal nuclear emergency plan. We have a possible weapon of mass destruction coming into the United States by unknown terrorist or terrorists.
For all the exits, nobody gets out of here. You understand me? Nobody gets out.
9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's perfect, perfect.
oui.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Anything that carries drugs, and when the information comes in, we're able to check with different databases to see if it's in the system or not.
Why do you want to destroy the city? You want to start a war?
Exactly. A secret society to which I belong has planned it for years.
Describing as the worst act of destruction since the World Trade Center bombing. World Trade Center bombing.
Bot's extraordinary 200-year journey.
He learned. Dr. Tyler, we're both in a board meeting. Can I take a message, or would you like to clap by? Yes.
I was born in 1911 in Kingsbridge, New York.
This one is no change, dated 9/11/44.
They're not terrorists, Jack. They're just ordinary people like you and me.
Nothing you have ever experienced can prepare you for the unbridled carnage you're about to witness. In this building, it's either kill or be killed. Are you with me?
Yeah, well, we gotta kill him, motherfucker! We gotta kill him!
Things and ideas you get crossed over into.
What time do we open? We are open.
Welcome to New York. You're dead.
Terrorists blew up a restaurant in Paris, killing 5, none from New York.
Well, I'd like to start with a small Caesar salad. I don't see it here on the menu, but I always...
Sunday, Mom. My first class. Eating a lunch.
Right down to the World Trade Center.
I get dumb, sleep around a little, and I'm a moron.
And you're normal.
Who would have thought? Shotgun Ed.
Latest setback for efforts to end the civil war in Burundi.
Are late.
I'm sorry.
He's got 36 hours to complete the mission and reach the extraction point. We owe him that.
Well, of course we do. But understand something now. 36 hours, we pull out.
Is that what you're doing when you're working late?
Hey,
Hey, Benny, in all these years we've been together, it's the first time I've been here.
Hold still.
You're gonna raise your sorry ass. You're not a street bitch here. Street bitch, you motherfucker.
Is that yes, sir?
No, man. No.
What are you thinking?
Of the 5 victims, wasn't he here last night?
Jack, this is Max in the box on its way 300 volt before. North of the parking structure on well. Plenty of time back.
Tamara Sui Fa Li, Chinese national Hong Kong resident.
Delaware Express, New York, Newark, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. Now departing track 5.
This joker's trying to take us to New York City, ground zero. Even Republican Guard won't go there.
It's safe now.
Is that right? Never had acid rain? Tons of collapsing steel? Oh, and a little problem called radiation?
Look, you want the job or not?
Sir, now it costs you 10.
People always ask me, Whoopi, what's your favorite Entenmann's? Like I'm gonna tell them. If I said it was the ultimate crumb cake, they go flying off the shelf and there'd be none for me. So I'd never tell anybody what my favorite is. Ever. Entenmann's, what's your favorite? So I'd never tell anybody what my favorite is. Ever.
No way! But if it was an inside job, well, I'd put my money.
It can happen to anyone. An old woman hears suspicious footsteps as she walks down the street.
Hey, Bluto, you ever heard of a little number called freedom of speech? Bill of Rights? Any of that ring a bell? Folks, I've just been ordered by my uninvited fascist guests to shut down, and I've refused. I think...
Listen, gang, Rocket Ricky's getting fed up with all this Orson Welles crap, so cool it, will ya? What's that?
It's almost finished. I just have a few...
Excellent.
Isn't that terrific?
You've...
How'd you get up there? They said to take you home, so I'm just gonna put you in my purse to leave with.
To developer Daniel Clamp's long-delayed Chinatown project. This
Gremlins. In this theater? Now?
Where something strange is certainly taking place inside, though it's very hard to determine exactly what that is.
It's been a day that I think Mr. Clamp would like to forget. The police department is
talking about some sort of green creatures. Unfortunately, police are not permitting any news media inside the building at this time. Officer, just let us in there. We'll take the responsibility.
Forget it, lady. Most of the people are out of there now. Then what's in there?
I've been to Beirut.
Yeah? I bet they miss you.
Mr. Clamp, is it true the building's been evacuated?
Sir, is the building on fire? No, that's a false alarm. We've just got some problems.
Problems? You got a guy in there in a Dracula costume broadcasting stuff with little green monsters. Are you trying to panic New York City?
Absolutely not.
So the monsters are real?
I didn't say that.
Like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words,
The minute I laid my eyes on you, I knew that you had what it takes.
All your wrongs will be redressed. Yes, it's all for them. You must never be distressed. Yes, it's all for them. Someone's got to be oppressed. Yes, it's all for them.
You never took flying lessons.
Well, I took a crash course. Just put your seat backs in their upright position.
Just put them.
Please remain seated until the plane has come to a complete stop.
Struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center 1 year ago. Hundreds of people gathered here at Ground Zero to mark the anniversary. Roses on the site for a flower arrangement that will...
Hugger here just had a great fall. He must have hit this lousy rock. Ouch! Oh, my tootsie!
It looks like a front-side pyramid. Rock-a-rooney. It's bigger than it looks.
Back to the Future. At a scene called the Twin Pines Mall, we will bear witness to a sudden surprise terrorist attack perpetrated by a group of Muslim terrorists. When we turn the sign upside down, the digits on the clock read 911. Also at this scene, Doc shows us 2 stopwatches, both of which display encoded 911s. Before the terrorist attack, the twins are present, but after the attack, the twins are gone. The Twin Pines are a symbolic representation of the Twin Towers. In Back to the Future Part 2, Twin Pines appear again on a projection movie screen in Marty's future house. Marty's family gathers around the movie screen, and the Twin Pines actually morph into the Twin Towers. One of them is completely upside down. The Twin Towers are clearly shown to be falling down, but Marty knows the exact time and date that a tower will be struck.
Save the clock tower! Save the clock tower!
In the background, overseeing this transaction. Then, when the tower strike takes place, a giant flaming 911 is ignited in the street. Back to the Future was written and directed by Robert Zemeckis, first released in 1985, but to depict the future, Zemeckis chose October 2015. Now, in the real October 2015, a major Hollywood production is about to hit theaters worldwide, and it is exclusively about the Twin Towers. It happens to be directed by Robert Zemeckis, exposing this warning after 30 years.
On the night that I go back in time, you will be shot by terrorists.
Marty writes this warning into a letter. He seals it shut, intending for it to remain hidden for a specific amount of time.
By that 30 years!
The walk is the reveal of the 9/11 warning, given to Doc while he is rigging a giant wire to the clock tower.
Evening, Dr. Brown. What's with the wire?
The walk is about a plot to rig a giant wire to the Twin Towers.
What's with the wire?
I'm back from the future.
Call 911 right now!
Well, it's an emergency. What? You doing fine, Ace? What kind of emergency? What?
Our sympathy goes to the families of those deceased. It is events of this sort that test the mettle of the American people.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't believe that story anyway, would they?
Terrorists make a good read, too, you know.
Oh, yeah, really? Like Tower of Death?
Sneaking out behind the barn, my love, with back in the country, now I know you always say, back in the country, don't you wish that you may stay? Back in the country where the roads are still wild, that was 200 miles.
Well, let me explain the New World Order. Governments and corporations need people like you and me. And all those other people out there who have no idea what's going on are the cattle. Moo. I need your help. You need my help. Let me help you earn.
Beat that.
It ends now. Puck, change everyone back to the way they were before Demona summoned you.
Sir, it's him. This always gives me the creeps, sir.
He's the president of Hollywood. He's supposed to give you the creeps.
Greetings, your tinseliness, imperious leader of Hollywood.
Calling and a 9/11 emergency surgical kit with working stethoscope.
I can see it all now. It's high towers, cold, crawled, ominous, closing down on you. Look! It's the towers! They're falling!
And then in 1980, the head of the Mossad made this prediction. In 1980, 21 years before 9/11, he said this. He was asked by this American Zionist, do you think terrorism will come to America? And if so, where and why? And he goes on saying, yeah, it'll come to you, believe me. And when asked where, he said, New York City is the symbol of freedom and capitalism. It's likely they will strike the Empire State Building, your tallest building, and a symbol of your power. Amazing. So 21 years before 9/11 happens, this man has this uncanny prediction that that's exactly what's going to happen, on 9/11.